My name is Everett Schilling. I'm out of Gillette, Wyoming. I've been in this business now since 2010. I want to throw this opportunity out in front of you to show you kind of what this is all about and why the industry is such a big deal and why the timing is such a big deal. So right now, I want to show you that this is basically the forefront of biohacking, the aging code, through something called nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics basically is using your own nutrition or using great nutrition to wake up your own genetics in your body and heal something. So back to that saying, if your body causes it, your body can fix it. And this intrigues me a lot. So we'll start off with this. What interested me in this whole thing was years ago, I've always been interested in a leverage income, not necessarily a linear income, but a leverage income. I want something that actually is going to pay me even if I'm here or not, to do what I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want, basically is what that comes down to. So we've got to be able to compare the whole MLM industry because we need to know what it's about. And basically it's a word of mouth business. That's it. We share information with somebody else. Something that somebody doesn't really know about, they want to be able to look at it. And with that, let's kind of look at how big of an industry this is. Amway is a $9 billion company. Avon's a $6 billion company. Herbalife is a $5 billion company. Here's the thing. Amway started in 1959, Avon 1886, Herbalife in 1980. Right now, Amway has, 5 million distributors in over 200 countries. Avon's between 5 and 6 million distributors in over 100 countries. Herbalife, I want to say 80 countries and 2 million people doing the business. Now, in comparison, their payout is about 40% and in the field. And this you got to have a timing thing. Now, LifeVantage is 48%. That's what makes this a big deal. We're a $200 million company in less than 20 countries, but it has to have 6 things to make this a big deal. So you got to have timing, product, comp plan. If we're not paid well, why do it, right? So the thing about this is then you got to have a company that backs you. You've got to be able to have trends that pushes it, what kind of trends are out there right now, and then, of course, a system. You got to have a mentorship through a system that somebody else has done it to be able to teach you how to do it also. Timing-wise, this is a big deal. We actually started in 2003. It was sold in GNC and Rite Aids and that kind of stuff. And it wasn't doing very good. We were averaging somewhere around $3 million a month, a bottle and a half of pill sales per store. It was being compared to antioxidants. Huge difference between a direct and an indirect. 2005, something was heard. And there was a claim being made by a university in Colorado. And that particular university had found through blood tests that in every mammal they tested it on, they showed a reduction of 40% in oxidative stress in 30 days on average. And ABC News heard that. Many people tried to get in the doorsteps or in the lab to be able to do something, but only ABC showed up on this. And typically when ABC shows up, it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. And when you watch this, it'll be coming up here pretty soon. When you watch this, you tell me if this is a positive or a negative report. And we'll talk about that later. Now, timing in S-curves, stuff like this is, let's use in this particular timing slide right here, from the beginning to the end, it's where a business starts and where they end up years later. You've got a pioneering stage at the very beginning, and then you've got a too late stage, and then in between, you've got critical masses where a company is branded. So let's pick on Microsoft. Everybody knows what Microsoft is. Bill Gates was running around looking for investors clear back in the late 70s, early 80s, and trying to get people to buy into his company to get some stock options. And by the time that hit in the late 2000s, those thousands that were put in were literally worth millions. Millions. That's how big of a deal it is. Now, in that too late stage at the top here, you get 2 to 7% growth, basically. LifeVantage started actually in 2009 as an MLM company. 2003 to 2008, they were sold at GNCs. In 2008, after the ABC prime time, they were entertaining the thought of going to word-of-mouth business to be able to put it in the field with a group of people that were going to go out and share the information, share that ABC primetime with people to show them what was out there. In 2009, it was launched that way. Now, here's the exciting thing. It takes between 120 and 150,000 people to launch a business into critical mass. Okay, these are stats that have been taken for many, many, many years. And once that's launched into it, then the company will catch, or they call it critical mass, and they'll capture about 80% of their growth. Right now, LifeVantage has approximately 80,000 people doing this as a business in less than 20 countries. It takes 1 million distributors to hit $1 billion. So do you think you're on the ground floor of something huge in nutrigenomics? Not too long ago, Today's Show reported that nutrigenomics is going to be such a big deal. Personal health is going to be a $600 billion industry in personal health. And what they don't know, or what a lot of people do realize, is nutrigenomics is leading that whole thing. So product-wise, we have several products that are out there, and there'll be a video on that. You'll be able to do some research and stuff to look at those. But basically what it comes down to is we started out with Protandim, a NRF2 activator, Protandim, that reduced oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in 100% of the mammals that it was tested on through blood tests, literally through blood tests. There was no fake in that. And 2005, ABC Primetime did that video. And when the video came out, and you'll see this in this, when this is queued up, that he showed a reduction. Remember this part when you look at it. What was his reduction in less than 2 weeks? And that caught the attention of a lot of people, medical universities from all over the world.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? Well, perhaps. It turns out there is some other promising evidence that seems to back up Dr. McCord's findings. That evidence comes from mice that have been genetically engineered to produce more catalase, one of the enzymes that Protandim increases. The researcher, Dr. Douglas Wallace of the University of California at Irvine, says it had a remarkable effect.
We found that they lived, in fact, about 20% longer, which is about a fifth of a lifespan.
He believes that with better techniques, human lifespan can eventually be extended too.
We might be able to increase the lifespan of a mammal by 50%. And of course, if that was a human being, then that might be in the order of 130 to 150 years.
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
So, just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic.
There's a huge human experience with each of these ingredients. They've been used often in traditional medicine in India and China and many other cultures, in some cases centuries and centuries.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all?
You're looking at something will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandim in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about everyone's old nemesis, aging itself? Well, it's all about balance between the good antioxidants and those toxic free radicals.
And if we can tip that back, we may reduce some of the bad side effects of aging. Why my skin is different than that of a baby, for example. That's a very obvious part of the aging process.
Will this prevent wrinkles?
But you don't want to make false claims about something. But could it produce wrinkles? It's always possible.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
Now, this ABC Primetime, now that you watched it, you've seen this and stuff, you remember what his reduction was. Remember what it was? It was 45% in less than 2 weeks. And remember, the average was 40% in 30 days in 100% of the mammals that were tested. So this was a huge deal. They picked up almost $5 million in orders just from the ABC Primetime. This is a publicly traded company. LFEN is the ticker symbol in NASDAQ, which makes this 100% transparent. You can look at everything I'm talking about and research all of it, every bit of it. And stock jumped from $1.07 to $21 a share because of that, all right? And when that happened, it caught the attention of medical universities from all over the world that were calling up and going, wait a second, we like what we see, but we're not quite sure what we're looking at. Send us everything you have, and we'll study it on our own. And they started looking at it. 2008, they started entertaining the idea, like I said earlier, of changing this format into a word-of-mouth business. Now, here's the cool thing about word-of-mouth. It's so powerful, you could bury a business, you could build a business or bury it. That's how powerful it is. We can bury a movie at the box office if we don't like it. That's how powerful word-of-mouth businesses are. So it was launched in 2009 in conjunction. They kept it with GNC and stuff. And in that very first year, LifeVantage did 11 million and the retail market did their average. All right. And that's when they knew that they had something huge. So what we did is, I want to show you something here. Through proof, there is the National Institute of Health, which is PubMed. It's a government website. You pay for it with your taxpaying dollars. You can jump on it anytime and look at it. You'll get the abstracts. When you jump in there, pull up NRF2. Protandim is a NRF2 activator. And when you pull that up, it will show right now, actually right here it shows 9,600. It's actually up over 9,800 studies right now. That's how fast it's growing. That's how big of a deal NRF2 activation has become. So PubMed is a great way to look at this and validate exactly what we're looking at product-wise. Now, I want to jump back on the part here that excites me more than anything. The money part of this, linear versus leverage. My background is actually trucking and construction. In construction, we built buildings, owned them, and leased them. We learned a long time ago that we liked the idea of money coming in on a monthly basis. So Elvis Presley literally made millions and millions and millions of dollars last year, and he passed away in 1977. He did something once. He wrote a song once and sang it once, and to this day, he still makes money from that, and he's not even here. That is leverage. Linear is where you trade time for money, W-2 people, and 95% of those people won't retire. And that frustrated me. It really did. 95% of people won't retire because you can't put the money away, the correct amount of money to be able to retire in time. So we've got to get on the leverage side of the world, be able to get on the leverage side to be able to set our families up. And the typical idea of that is a 2 to 5 year asset in residuals. Now, you got to be able to do that through a mentorship system and a program. And that's what's great about MLM companies. Here's how it works. We do 15 presentations a month on average, or more. That's the trick to the whole thing, is or more, depending on what you want out of this, as fast as you want. attend all your trainings, and give it a 2 to 5 year. Okay, don't get in and say, I'm going to try this for 1 or 2 days. Nobody's ever successful if you try something for a few days or a month, okay? Now, some people want to come in just as customers, and that's great. We have stuff that will cover your whole body health, animal health, skin care, smart energy, and weight management. Now, global spending-wise, trends, here's something about trends, though. Who ages? Everybody. Every single person. Now, spending-wise, just look at these numbers. This is a huge industry. Just the whole body health, personal health is $200 billion a year, animal $23 billion, skin care $120 billion, smart energy. Smart energy, all your energy drinks has surpassed even Pepsi and Coca-Cola sales. That's how big of a deal it is. And smart weight management. Now, let me ask you something. Here is an income disclosure report. Hypothetically speaking, let's say you get into this business. Look at these highlighted blue lines, the dark blue lines. The average income on these is $580 for somebody that's doing $5,000 in volume per month through the whole organization, all the way down to $500,000. If you got into the business, which one of these would help your household? More than help part-time, something that will change your household completely. So let's say 2551. With that being said, if you got in and you could make an extra $2,500 a month in your business, how much time would you dedicate to that business on a daily basis to make that happen? Let's say you even wanted to go further than that. You want it to be that $11,000, or you want it to be life-changing money at $42,000. How much time would you dedicate to it? To make $11,000 to $42,000 a month in income, what kind of business, or what would you pay for a business like that would pay that well? How much would you pay for that? Just think about what it costs to get a McDonald's, and they don't pay near that. So now, let's look at that. This business is $1,250 to get in. Business is about profit. It's not about ROI. It's about how I can make profit from it. Your overhead is $200 a month, and you get somebody that does your payroll, your shipping, your manufacturing, your production on the products, your IT department, everything. You bring in about 200 employees through a corporate company, through a corporate office like Vantage, and these people basically work for you. And every time you bring in somebody to do the business with you, you get $400 commission from that, or if you bring in a customer, you get 40%. Now, the multi-level part of this is based off of how many people you bring in. So let's say we bring in 5. You do your $200 a month auto ship, your requirement, and each one pays a percentage. You see the numbers on this and how big of a deal this is. And then the teaching bonuses. The matching bonus off the unit level, this is called the unit level, comes off 10%, 5%, all the way down to your 5th level. You're getting 5% of what these people make per month to become a great teacher and a mentor. Attach yourself to people that want this and work with them, okay? The last part of this bonus is the elite bonus pool. And the elite bonus pool is based off of 4% of global sales go into a pot every month. And them particular people that are 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s will take a share of 1% every month of everything sold in the world. It's a big deal, isn't it? That's huge. I've been doing that. I've been in this pool for 6.5 years now. If you come in, say here in 6 months to a year, you become part of that, or 2 years, your check is the same. It's no different. This is an incredible way to become part of a sharing program worldwide. Now, these are links to remember in training and mentorship. It's right here. Building depth, Tuesday night Zooms, the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of every month. Here's your different times that these happen. There are Facebook links on this and stuff too. Now, building depth live events quarterly, and corporate events are extended education on how to build a multi-million-dollar company. These are non-negotiable. If you want those incomes that we showed earlier, these are non-negotiable. You will do what it takes to be able to do that. It's not a couple-day thing and then walk away. Sell out, 2 to 5 years. Give everything you have to be able to do that. And Life Vantage Academies are every 3rd Saturday of the month. And these things are huge. They're absolutely monstrous. So thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Welcome aboard.